Hi guys, welcome to the channel. My name is Matt Garvey and we are here to talk about making comics today. In today's video, we are going to be talking about Kickstarter and how to kickstart your comic, and more importantly, how to convert those clicks into pledges on your campaign so you can maximize the amount of money that you earn on this platform. Now, this video is going to be incredibly helpful regardless if this is your very first Kickstarter you're thinking about launching, if you're a seasoned professional, if your campaign is already in motion and you are struggling to get it across the line, or if your campaign is already online and it's smashed its target. This video is going to help you actually get more pledges to that campaign, so make sure you watch to the end because you're going to find this very, very useful. Now, I'm going to be talking about this video in relation to YouTube, and the reason why I'm doing that is because, one, I don't have a Kickstarter campaign going at the moment, but when you look at both platforms, Kickstarter and YouTube, they are very, very similar. So I literally need 2 minutes to explain what this video is going to be about, then I need like 5 minutes to show you how to implement it, but I promise you this is going to be useful. Okay, so regardless if you have a YouTube channel or you've got a Kickstarter running, you are going to have 3 different types of audience that are going to be supporting your work. Okay, they can be made up of the first group, which is going to be your friends and family who support your channel. I am the same. I've got some close friends and family members that watch the channel. They're always the first across the line to give it a thumbs up, like, share and subscribe and all that kind of thing. Then you're going to have the second group, and this is going to be, in my case, going to be my subscribers and my returning viewers. And if you fall into either of those categories, thank you for your support on this channel and thank you for the support with my comics thus far. I really do appreciate it. In the case of Kickstarter, these are going to be your followers on social media. These are going to be the people that sign up for your newsletter and stuff like that. But there is a third group of people, and these are the people that we want to target, because those top 2 groups are your core audience, right? One, never take these people for granted, because they are there, they love and support you, and they will help you as much as you go, so never take them for granted. But there is a third group of people, and this is the people that we want to target in your Kickstarter campaign, or in my cases on my YouTube channel, and these are the random viewers that have found this video. And the reason we want to go after this third category of potential customers is because it's huge. I mean, if you look at the the monthly organic traffic that Kickstarter gets, it has over 3 million clicks a month. Okay, and I'm not saying all those people are there for comics, but a good lot of them are. So these are people that you need to be going after to help fund your project, because you need to grow your audience, because you can't rely on your core audience to grow. It doesn't work like that. You need to go after new customers, new readers, new fans, new supporters to grow, in my case, my channel, or in your case, your comics and your campaign. So every time you do a new campaign, your audience is going to grow and grow and grow. If you're watching this video and you haven't fallen into those first 2 categories, you are number 3. You are the type of person that I want to convert from my core audience, that I want to turn into my core audience, because you found this video randomly. And if you have found this video randomly on YouTube, you have found it in 2 ways. You have either typed something into the YouTube search engine with regards to comics and Kickstarters, and my videos come up and you've clicked on it and you've started watching it. Or you've been watching, oh, that's a horrible face there, isn't it? You've been watching, one of my videos or a video similar to one of mine, and that video's been either recommended in the side panel or, below, if you're on a mobile device, or, it's just come up in the up next, for videos to actually watch on YouTube. So if you've fallen into those first 2 categories, you won't know this because you've been supporting the channel anyway and you would have clicked on it. But if you are in that third group that I mentioned, those random viewers that have found this channel, how have you found my channel? Yes, you did search for it or something similar, or you was recommended it, but you had to click on my video to watch it. That's how you got here. And how I've done that is you've done that through the thumbnails that I've created and the titles that I've created. Either one or the other has appealed to you and think, oh, that looks interesting, I need to click. And this is what you need to do with your Kickstarter campaign as well. And this is where the 2 worlds collide. Because if you look at Kickstarter, the competition is fierce. There are, over 18,000 campaigns that are on here at the moment, and everyone is, fighting for that, that click, for that funding to get their comics actually made. And there are things that you can do that I'm going to show you right now to help you get that click, so you can win that pledge. Because it doesn't matter, if I make the very best YouTube video in the world with the greatest content and the greatest production value, if my thumbnail and title are crap, no one is going to click on it and no one is going to see it. So in the case of your comic, it doesn't matter how great your comic is. You could be working, you could be the next Alan Moore and you could be working with the next Jim Lee, and it doesn't matter how good that comic is. If that thumbnail and title do not resonate with the audience of the people that are looking on Kickstarter, it's not going to get funded, because you have less than a second to grab those people's attention as they scroll through, unless they are in that core audience, that are going to support it anyway. And you can't rely on your core audience to fund your book. And that's not me being negative, but we have all seen, those campaigns that, rely on their friends and supporters to, try and fund it. And then they hit 30% of their campaign. And I'm speaking from experience here. And, it gets to 30% and then it just stalls. And then, it gets like the last, week and so of the campaign, and you see people scrabbling around, asking people to, retweet because we need to get this comic funded, and it doesn't work, okay? And I don't want you to do this. So what I'm going to show you in this video is I'm going to show you how we can optimize your thumbnail, which is the image that you see on Kickstarter, as well as the title, to ensure that, if someone does see your project as they're scrolling through, there's going to be more chance of them clicking on it, okay? Okay, so how do we get people to click on your campaign rather than the other comics that are on Kickstarter? Again, we need to concentrate on the thumbnail and the title of your comic. And I'm not talking about the actual title of the comic itself. We are talking about the title that you put into the Kickstarter, okay? So I'm going to use an example of one of my comics. This is a comic I put out a couple of years ago. It's called The Glass Hood. Now, if I was going to kickstart this comic, one of the biggest mistakes I see are people, instead of coming up with a custom thumbnail, you're having something made specifically, all they do is they take a crop of one of the panels or the cover of their comic and they use it as their opening image. And then for the title, what they do is they put the name of the comic. And don't get me wrong, I love this panel. I love this art by Stefano. He's done an amazing job on the art with Graham. But between these two, it gives potential customers not a lot of information about the comic. The comic's called The Glass Hood. You can see the art. But what we can do is we can heighten this, to make it more appealing and give the audience more information. Again, try and make a bespoke thumbnail, but I've used a crop of the cover. And in the description, yes, I've put the title of the comic, but I would also put in that it's a supervillain revenge comic. It's a 48-page one-shot, because Kickstarter gives you 60 characters for your title. Use them all, because, someone may be scrolling through and go, okay, Glass Hood, don't know what that is, don't know what type of comic that is, no interest in it. But in the second version, it now says, okay, so it's a supervillain comic. So there's obviously going to be superheroes. They also know it's a revenge comic. They also know the length of the comic, and they know it's going to be a one-shot. So they know there's not going to be, an issue 2, an issue 3, or an issue 4. They know that it's going to be a complete story, because some people don't like single issues. Some people like complete stories. Some people like trade paperback. So the more information you can give your audience up front, the more likely they are going to click on that comic, okay? Because, again, I'm not picking people out. If you scroll through Kickstarter, the amount of people that use just the actual title of their comic as their title is extraordinary, okay? And as a viewer, it does not give me any information about what the comic is, what it's about, the tone, the genre, that kind of thing. And a lot of the times, they use a still from the comic itself, rather than, a bespoke image that's been created for that thumbnail. And this is what you need to do, because this is going to improve your click-through rate for people clicking on your comic, because once they've clicked, you've got more chance of getting them to pledge. As I said before, it doesn't matter if you've created the best comic in the world, if the thumbnail and the title are bad, no one is going to click on it. So another example of this, in the next couple of months, I'm thinking about, kickstarting my new comic called The Cage that I'm doing with Dean Kotz. And it's called The Cage. So if I put in, an image, cropped from, one of the pages, and then just put the title, The Cage, okay, so it's a prison comic. Doesn't give any more information about what that comic needs to be. But if I change that to an actual bespoke image and change the title to The Cage, a supervillain prison drama, it explains what the comic is more, and more people are going to be likely to click it, because it's going to resonate with, okay, a prison comic sounds good. If I like superheroes, I might like it as well. So you're widening the audience of people that are going to potentially kick on your project. So what I'm trying to say is the thumbnail and the title of your Kickstarter campaign should not be an afterthought. It shouldn't be something that, after you've done your campaign page and the comic is all ready and stuff like that. This should be the very, very first thing when you look at when you're going to run a Kickstarter campaign. And if your Kickstarter campaign is already running and it's struggling to get to its target, have a look at that campaign. Is the thumbnail good enough? Does it convey what the comic is about? Is it exciting enough? Is it just a crop of, a panel that you like within the comic? And does that title give, potential customers enough information about that book. If it doesn't, tweak it. See if you can generate some more traffic into your project. So going back to, YouTube as an example, my thumbnail strategy is constantly evolving. If you look at the thumbnails that I started, when I first started this channel, 7-8 months ago, and my thumbnails now, they are constantly evolving because I'm constantly trying out new things, because I'm trying to find that happy medium of thumbnails that, that my core audience will recognize and click on because they enjoy my content, and create ones that are enticing for new viewers to click on as well. And this is what you need to do for your Kickstarter campaign. The only difference is I've been evolving mine over time. You've got a 30-day window to do that. So one piece of advice that I'd give you with your Kickstarter campaign is do your thumbnail and your title first. Have one thumbnail, also have another thumbnail ready and waiting that you can swap out just in case you are not getting enough traffic into your campaign and you're struggling, because you don't want to have to rely on that core audience to fund your book. They will help you, but if your target is higher than what your core audience can generate, you are going to struggle to get across the line. Again, I am speaking from experience. So hopefully you found that interesting. If you have, don't forget to give us a like, share and a subscribe. I will see you in the next video. Take care of yourselves. See you soon.